I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. This is the first morning I've been hacking and snotting for 4 days straight. I couldn't even do a live stream because I couldn't talk for more than 30 seconds without sounding like I had the Rona. Line this up. Make them kiss a little bit. You know what? Almost want to, well, no, we'll go ahead and drift it. We'll go with what we got. I really want to show you guys the punching, but I'll do that after I do these. Don't you worry about my smart pills. They were expensive, and my dealer said they were magic. That's all I know. Okay, what I'm going to do now is let me make sure I got this swap in here. Fantastic. What we're going to end up doing now is we're going to end up actually drifting the hole on open using a drift. Now, normally, I actually have again, had my brains been functioning, what I would have had here is going to be a little plug that I actually hammer down to open that drift up or open the hole up. And I do that under the flat dies. Of course, I don't have them here now. Oh, joy for me. So what we're going to do, we'll do it by hand. And so I will use a combination of a hand drift, and I'll use these guys to flatten the cheeks a little bit, whereas normally this saves me a lot of time. But I'm not going to go through all the aggravation and the effort of changing the dies out again. Yeah. All right, let me pull my britches up, and I'm going to go off the mic here so I'm not blowing everybody's earballs out. And then we'll start the little process here. Woo! All right, guys. Let's do our post-game analysis here. You shut your mouth about my smart pills. Holy crap. Oh, God, I feel so terrible. All right, a couple things you guys may have not seen. The little strainer, especially here, is something that I don't think I've ever really shown on camera before, but it is a super, super handy thing. If you're doing a lot of pieces like the hammers, you know, a big set of them, it's always a pain in the butt, just like I'm having to do now. Oh, look at there. There's a pair of pliers I didn't know were in there. Anyway, this thing becomes super handy because you can still actually move your stuff up and down in the oil. And again, if you're doing production level stuff where you've got, 7 or 8 pieces, this is super handy. This is actually a technique that I picked up from the larger industry. When they're doing mass temperings and hardenings in a factory, they have these giant stainless steel baskets that dip into these quench takes that are 20 feet long. And this is how they're able not to have to go pay somebody to fish everything out in there. The only thing with this particular method, if you've got that much steel, one of the things you have to make sure you have to have a lot of oil in there behind it, because when you've got that much material in volume, you certainly can overheat the oil. Let me move this up here. All right, look, I'm unshaven. I'm snotting. So don't judge. Let me turn my screen around here so I can see what's going on. Oh, man. All right, I can see stuff. Yeah, I think I can see. That's a terrible camera angle. Yeah, nobody else knows what's lost in there either. Yeah, that's how I usually make my hammers. Now, one thing you guys saw me do, now, in my education, in my time, I don't think I have ever seen in any book, or especially when there's hardening tempering, that you always try to harden on a rising heat, basically meaning that you're looking at as you've got the piece in the fire, you watch the heat come up, and then that's when you drop it in, just until it turns non-magnetic for a knife. Well, this is a higher-end infrared thermometer. This reads upwards of 3,000 degrees. This is how I know what temperatures my forges are. There's no guessing. This is a professional item. When I'm doing these hammers, I'm usually shooting for about 48 on the Rockwell for my hammers. Which means with this 1045, I believe I'm right around, I think 1550 is where I'm supposed to be at. So by using this, even if it's on a falling heat, if I kind of rub it back and forth, when the highest temperature in temperature range gets to be around 550, that's when I quench. And so far, it's done a good job. This is, now, even doing it this way is a little more haphazard than having an oven, but because I can literally read the temperature on each face, I can get damn close with certainty. That's one of the things that always aggravates me about knife makers, because the guys say, oh, man, this is pretty, this is a great knife. Well, ask a knife maker, even ask a knife maker what Rockwell their knife is, and they'll say thereabouts. And ask any knife maker if they ever put their knife on a Rockwell tester. And the answer is no. So the vast majority, 99% of knife makers out there don't know how hard their blades are. Even the good ones are making the educated guess. Okay? I mean, that's because not only do you have to have very tightly controlled temperatures, you have to have tightly controlled quench temperatures and all that kind of good stuff. And there's so many things that can affect it. So understand that the vast majority of your knife makers are making guesses on that end of it. It's only people that have the right tools that can say for certain. That's one of the things that I always kind of crap on the knife makers there, simply because there is a precision science to hardening and tempering. Once you know what that precision science is, you can fudge a little bit. And here's the deal. If the difference in my hammers is 3 Rockwell points, it's not going to be a problem. I've got some leeway in there. And there's plenty of people out there that have used subpar knives just because they don't know what a good knife is, or that they're not certain what the hardness is supposed to be, because there's a lot of moving targets. But again, as I always say, tooling is king. And now I have a digital oven out back, and if I'm doing a lot of hammers at one time, I can load up that whole thing and know what the temperature is going to be without a shadow of a doubt. It's just normally when I'm out here doing a few at the time and using that quench bucket, it's so much easier and so much time, so much easier with timing to be able to grab this bad boy, say zip zap, and that's the deal. So, yeah, it's lunchtime. I wanted to try to get a little live stream. I have not done a really nice live stream in there. There's the focus all screwed up on that thing. Good God, I need a busty Irish camera lady. Hang on, where is it? No, are we good? Oh, yeah, it was on manual focus. It wasn't my sinuses. It was just the fact that it was out of focus. Sorry. Anyway, so hopefully tomorrow I'm going to be feeling a little bit better, and I'm going to try to get some more tone videos filmed tomorrow. I'm really wanting to do some more live streams. I'm thinking this weekend that we're going to spend a lot of time doing some live streams here from the shop, maybe a couple projects. Like I said, I've got a couple of announcements coming up I've got to put up, but I have just been feeling like dookie. Today is the first day I have really felt like doing anything. I probably should be in the house laying down, but the world waits for no one. Remember that. Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out. I'm going to have something a little bit better, a little bit more organized later on. And but I will, the next live stream, I promise you, I'm going to try to do one this evening, try to do one from the inside, probably about 6 o'clock. I will try my best at 5 to make sure and put the notice up so everybody's got plenty of time. So, guys, thank you.